Welcome to the TheSportsfan1100 News. I am your host of TheSportsfan1100. This is episode 14 of the TheSportsfan1100 News. Cue that intro up. Our first topic today, on today's episode of Sports News, and only topic, is the Russian bombing that sparks Olympic concerns. The suicide bombings in Russia serve as a chilling reminder of what the Winter Olympics represents to terrorists. A high-profile target with more than 2,500 athletes, some of them world famous, waving the flags of nearly 90 nations. So, while many Olympic leaders offered reassurance on the day after two bombings 400 miles from Sochi killed at least 31 people, some of those getting ready to compete in the games spoke of a different reality. They know their security is never a sure thing. I'm concerned, said U.S. speed skater Julian Rocard. I am scared that their security may be involved. I don't know if they necessarily trust their security forces, but they don't want a national embarrassment either. I use that thought to relieve some of my worry. I'm sure they wanted to save their image and their pride. Indeed, the Russians vow the athletes will be safe, even though they will be competing in a city 300 miles away from the roots of an Islamist insurgency that was triggered. Security concerns for the games, which start on February 7th. The country has spent a record $51 billion preparing for its first Winter Games and has promised to make the games the safest in Olympic history. Olympic chief Alexander Zhukov said the bombings didn't spark a need for additional security measures because everything necessary already has been done. Swedish hockey player Johan Franzen of the Red Wings sees things differently, though. I'm sure after this, security will be higher than they intended from the start, he said. The threat of terrorism at the Olympics has been in the forefront since 1972, when members of a Palestinian terrorist group invaded the Olympic Village and killed 11 Israeli athletes. Security rose to a new level at the 2002 Salt Lake City Games, which came only 5 months after the September 11 attacks. Improvements in technology, among ever-present threats of terrorism, have turned security into a top priority for any country to host the Olympic Games. Among the security measures Russia has put in place for the year's Games is a requirement that all ticket holders wear spectator passes while attending events. To get a spectator pass, fans have to provide passport and contact information to authorities. On Monday, IOC President Thomas Bach wrote a condolence letter to Russian President Vladimir Putin, in which he expressed our confidence in the Russian authorities to deliver a safe and secure games in Sochi. Meanwhile, a number of Olympic leaders and federations signaled their confidence in the country. When we come to Sochi, it will be impossible for the terrorists to do anything, Norwegian IOC member Gerard Heiberg said. The village will be sealed off from the outside world. Security has been our priority number one ever since Sochi got the games. The U.S. Olympic Committee works closely with the State Department on its security arrangements. A White House spokeswoman said the United States would welcome closer cooperations with Russia on security preparations for the games. U.S. figure skater Ross Miner, who won silver in Vancouver, is well aware of the vulnerability of major sporting events. The theme of New England Natives' long program is Boston Strong, about the city's resilience after the marathon bombings last spring. I'm the TheSportsfan1100, and peace out. See you next time for another edition of the TheSportsfan1100 News. Thank you for watching today's episode.